Hey guys, Georgie Garcia here coming to you. Happy Wednesday, right? My lighting's not that great today, but it's okay. I'm still gonna pop on anyway. So if you are popping on, make sure you say hi, drop a comment below, let me know you're on. Today I want to talk to you guys about something. If you knew something in advance was gonna work, it's really not an experiment. And what I mean by this is as it relates to goals and things that you're trying to achieve in your life. So I really want to talk to you guys about the power of visualization. Hey Jose, thanks for popping on. So if you're popping on, make sure to say hi, drop a comment below, and let's talk about visualization, guys. So there's a guy who wanted to run a 4-minute mile, right? And no one had ever done it in history, okay? And do you know how he actually achieved the goal of running a 4-minute mile and being the first man in history to ever be able to do it? Was he visualized himself actually doing it. And the reason why visualization is so important and better than practice is because when you visualize something, you kind of put it into action. So let me give you another example. There was a study shown that there was 2 sets of basketball teams, okay? And they were trying to improve their free throws, okay? And the first set of team of like 6 people were told to practice at a certain amount of hours a day, and and for a certain amount of time, let's say a week, okay? And then there was a second group that were told to sit in a room and just constantly focus and visualize what it would be like shooting the free throw and actually make it into the basket, okay? So I'm going to ask you, what group do you think actually had more success? Do you think it's the group that would practice, or is it the group that has sat there and visualized what they're going to accomplish? Majority of us would say, of course, Georgie, it's the people that practiced that were getting so good at what they were doing. And the answer is actually not. It was the people that actually visualized what it is that they were going to do. And I can just tell you that the mind affects the performance and your outcome so much. And so it's really important, if you're trying to achieve something, to visualize it. When you have an absolute certainty that you can reach your fullest potential, you take massive action. You start to do things that ordinary people wouldn't do. And so I want to give you another little tip on something a conversation that I had. So a while back I had a conversation with somebody that said, hey, how are things going? And I started telling them, and then I started telling them about some massive goals that I had. And to them, it seemed completely unattainable. Like, they're like, well, how far are you? How far into this? What have your results been lately? And the problem with that thinking, you guys, is that that's limited thinking. The thing is that I already had in my mind the goal that I was going to achieve, and I already saw it happening. I already foresaw me actually getting to that place in my life. So the fact that I had visualized it, I didn't care if anybody shot me down, because my actions are reflecting where I'm going. Because I know in my mind, and I visualize what it feel like, look like, smell like, how happy I would be, what I'd be wearing. I mean, it was so real when I put it into my vision. And that's why I'm saying, when you tap into vision, it's really a powerful thing. And I'm not just talking about vision boards, but one of the things too is like, I have a goal to take my kids on a certain vacation, right? And so I've already figured out how much it's going to cost. I've figured out, what kind of places I wanted to stay at, possibly looked at airfares. I've looked at activities that we'd be doing. And the reason is because I already see it happening, so I'm planning for it. And because I'm planning for it, my actions are actually massive, because I know what I want to achieve. So when you tap into vision and you don't just tap into looking at and practice, I mean, yes, they say practice makes perfect, but that's not necessarily the case, you guys. If you're popping on, make sure you say hi. Let me know you're on. And so, yes, you get better as you practice a skill, but the visualization is really what takes your performance to the peak, because you have now embodied of who you wanted to be, and you have complete certainty that you can achieve it because you believe in yourself. And by believing in yourself, no matter what the naysayers around you may say, and say, you know, you're crazy. How are you ever going to achieve that goal? Well, I'm sure the guy that ran the 4-minute mile, people that wanted that goal, people thought he was crazy. They're like, no man in history has ever done that. You're crazy for thinking that that's possible. And what happened? He proved everybody wrong. And how many other people have ran the 4-minute mile since him? Why? Because he did the unthinkable. And the only way he did it is because he conditioned his mind that it was going to be possible, that nothing was going to stop him from his greatness. And if you have a greatness inside of you that you want to be unleashed, and you have something that really is burning in your heart that you want to achieve, visualize it. Put it into perspective as, like I said, how it's going to taste. You know, not taste, not necessarily eat your goals, right? How it's going to feel, what it's going to look like, how it's going to impact your life, you know, and act as if it's already happening, because your actions are going to mimic exactly what you have visualized. And that, my friend, is how you'll start to take massive action and start to achieve the results that you want in your life, in your business, or whatever the case may be. So, with that said, I hope you guys found value in this, and if you did, you know, hit like, tag somebody, share it out. Sharing's caring. And if you're watching the replay, make sure you put #replay. I do go in the comments and check. So, with that said, I popped on a little late here today, but anywho, I hope you guys have a rocking rest of the week, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.